Hi everybody, welcome back to another rebuild, and today we're going to go to Championship side Hull City. The last time they were in the Premiership was the 2016-17 season, but unfortunately that season they were relegated. I think they were third from bottom or something like that. And then a couple of seasons later they got relegated furthermore down to Division 1, where they only stayed there one season, and in the 21-22 season, I think it was, they got promoted back to the Championship and have been there ever since. So this rebuild is to get them back into the big time and see how far we can take them. We are using an updated database, this time not from Notorious. That was from the end of June. We're using a new one, which is an FM24 update, which can be found on the website sortitoutsi.net, I believe, with all the latest transfers, promotions, relegations as of today, which is the 29th of July. So you can see how far ahead I am recording these videos. Without any further ado, let's get on to Hull City, as the eyebrows have been raised in the world of football. With a little budget, so because of the updated database, we are not going to be doing any transfers for the first window. Like I say, the transfers are dated up to the 29th of July of this database, so we're going to leave it as it is. We're going to play with what we have for the first season and take it from there. They've got a modest wage budget as well, which isn't too bad. They have won League One twice, like I say, in 2021, where they got promoted back to the Championship. Best spells were in the 2010s, most recently coming in 2021. They were finished runners-up in the FA Cup in 2014 and finishing runners-up in the English second tier, the Championship, in 2013, and finishing runners-up in the fourth tier of English football as late as 2004. Their favoured formation with a 4-3-3 with one DM. We'll see what we have got to play with. A couple of loan obligations. We need to play entertaining football, work within the budget, buy a current stadium. Okay, that's on the club plan. But they want us to finish mid-table in the Championship for the first season, be competitive in the FA Cup and Carabao Cup, gain promotion to the Premiership in the 25-26 season. And let's see if we can do that. First time of asking, and be ahead of schedule. The supporters liaison officer, however, want us to play entertaining football and develop players using the youth system as well. So these are the current transfers that have happened over the summer so far, and you'll notice that we're back to pounds. I think we had it on euros before, so I've just changed it. I've just seen it, so I do apologise well in advance. So from Transport, we bring in Abdul Ikadir, attacking midfielder. Looks very, very tasty indeed, actually. Good determination, flair, excellent off the ball, and very good technique with great agility as well. 25 years old, that's pretty young for somebody with them sort of stats. Next up from Luton, £5 million, Ryan Giles, a winger. Not too particularly quick, but he has got great acceleration anyway, and great crossing, so he's going to be very, very handy knocking that ball in. 24 years old. And Cody Drummer from Leeds, 22 years old, wing back. I think he's right wing back, possibly. Very pacey. Natural fitness is great. Not great on the crossing, however, but at 22 he's got a lot of time to grow. So they were the transfers that they did manage to bring in, but transfers out, they did sell quite a few, and I believe one of them was Jadon Philogene. I think they only got him the year before for about £5 million from Aston Villa, and they've sold him on, and I don't think that's the correct price. I think it's something around about 16 million in the end, if I'm not much mistaken. Jacob Greaves also goes. He goes to Ipswich for 18.5. Tufan as well from to Transport, where we gain one, we let one go. 2.5, so it's 1 in, 1 out. And I think that is about it. And a couple of other players going as well. Adama Traore going out on a free to Ahmed Sportif. So let's have a look at our finances first. So like I say, 2.5 million in the bank. We're not going to be doing any transfers, any debts, apart from £275,000, and they're paying 10 grand a week. Staffing wise, don't look too bad. Last season in real life, they finished, I think, just outside the playoffs, so we want to try and emulate that, and obviously with the updated players as well, so we should be able to do that, fingers crossed. But their recruitment staff is much to be desired. So having a look at our squad, which looks very, very small. If we saw by age first, one player over 30, That's pretty good, which means we've got a very young side to work with. We don't need to get rid of anybody yet unless they're really not that great, but that looks pretty decent as well. If we search by ability, our striker Oscar Eustapinan looks okay, 14 finishing, 27 years old. We had a look at Amur. Regan Slater, 24-year-old. Is he DM player as well? Quite possibly. Ball winning midfielder. Excellent stuff. Pandor, the goalkeeper. Ooh, looks okay. Jumping reach is pretty good. Aerial reach is nice. He can punch. He's got good reflexes. One-on-ones isn't too bad either. 6'2" goalkeeper. Going to be quite handy. Jean-Michel Siri from the Ivory Coast. Deep line playmaker. They have got some very, very good players in here actually. Yuri Silly. He's left wing. Got plenty of potential. Maybe we ought to have brought him back, but he should be back with us next season. Sort his contract out though. He runs out in December next year actually. Also, we're here for next season. That's okay. If we have a look at our under 21s, anything there to shout about? Doesn't look to be any apart from goalkeeper Owen Foster. Okay. Not too bad. I don't think there's really that much else is there apart from Tyrell Sellers Fleming. It can play up front. Good potential. Gudjon's prospect. 19 years old. Whether or not these will make it to the first team, I don't know unless they improve vastly. And the under 18s is only one. Stan Ashby, 17 years old. Very good determination. But that is probably about it. So with no transfers really to talk about apart from the ones we've already discussed, we are going with the following formation. We're going to have 2 DMs, 4 up front, 4 at the back and a goalkeeper. We've locked in a couple of players. Giles is going to play on the left wing. He can play left back as well. I've got a young player here, Furlong, with good potential in him as well. 22 years old. Let's see what he can do. It is our first season in the championship, so I think we'll do pretty well. Simons, we're going to have him locked in as a ball-winning midfielder and support. And like I say, Furlong on the left back as well. But if we pick our best 11, Simons comes out, Cynic comes in and Giles goes to left back role. I'm not sure I really want that to happen, so that's why we've put it back like it was. But other than that, the side looks pretty solid. The results have been up and down. It's either been a win or a loss. We started our campaign in the Championship with a 5-1 victory over West Brom, which was a very good result. Then we beat Swansea 1-0 away from home, which is even better. But we did lose to Luton and Blackburn, but we did beat Coventry 3-1 away from home as well. So the results are going to be coming in, but it's going to be either or, I reckon, this season. And we have been knocked out of the Carabao Cup, losing to Leicester 4-2 after beating Middlesbrough in the first round. We're currently lying in 7th position, just outside the playoffs and 6 points off leaders Derby, who are 5 for 5. So let's get into our first season. Let's see if we can get far in the FA Cup, see if we can pull off another amazing final appearance. And on top of that, let's see if we can at least break into the playoffs or get automatic promotion this season. Well, the first season's over and we finished a very creditable 4th place. 22 wins, 12 draws and losses, 78 goals scored, 46 conceded. It's Leeds that get promoted together with Norwich and Luton, and we just fail by about 6 points from automatic promotion. So what did we do in the semi-finals? So if we have a quick look here, we lost 2-0 overall to Leeds in the semi-final. Derby beating Middlesbrough, Leeds beating Derby on penalties. Estupinan does get on the leading goal scorers, 3rd in the league, which isn't too bad as well, and a goalkeeper, 18 clean sheets. Competitions, we know about the Carabao Cup. We did lose in the 3rd round to Everton 3-1. Is that a replay? Wow, we did take him to replay then. Cool stuff. And the final being won by Liverpool over Arsenal. Pretty good season. I would have liked to have got promoted straight off the bat, but I'm happy with that. So some of the guys, the guys that we locked in, Furlong looking okay. Has he improved at all? This is going to be the question. I think our squad depth may have had a problem with this season. Not many players at all. So if we have a look at progress in all time, he has gone up. So it's an improvement. So they are going up. He finished 1 and 3. Simons 1 and 6. And Giles on the left hand side 8 and 11. That's not bad going at all. So 23 goals. Estupinen with 6 assists. 14-11 for Longman on the right wing. 12 and 10 for Amur, which is pretty decent as well. Giles 8 and 11. So 3 players on double figures, which is pretty good. Cynic, he did get some game time off the bench, 2-1. A goalkeeper, 57, conceding 52. That's pretty good going. I'm quite happy with that. That's really impressive. I think overall our lads have done pretty well. Definitely need squad depth in this team, that's for sure. And to do that, we need money. So what are they going to offer us next season? Not an awful lot. That's not a lot. We may have to raid the clauses, see what we've got there. And I'm assuming there's going to be some contracts as well, which we've got very limited money on as well. Because currently we're spending over the wage budget. Got half the team, in fact nearly 3/4 of the team to renew. Wow, that's going to be quite difficult. Seri, we could possibly offload 22 grand. Is he our highest earner? He is actually. So if we let him go, that could bring it down a little bit. And a couple of others, Estupinen, 20 grand a week. He's worth £10.5 million. Do we offload him, cash in now, and bring in some players with that money? We'll just have to wait and see. Right, let's start with the outs first. We do let a few players go. Fleming has gone out on loan to Newport. Horde has gone out to Crawley as well. Seri, he's now 34. He's gone to Elch for 130,000. And Matty Jacob, who wasn't really getting any game time at right back, he's gone to Burton for £21,500. And not an awful lot of money there. A few players go out on loan as well. Some of the youngsters, including Fleming. We didn't spend any money, but we did bring in some players. First player was Charles Andreas Brim. He was a free transfer, 27 years old, just as a depth in the squad. That's all we needed him for, really. I think he's played a couple of games already, 3 goals in 5. I mean, that's quite impressive. And the next 3 players are loan players. Lewis Miley from Newcastle, we managed to bag him. 14 grand a week, I think we're paying. By far our best midfielder alongside Slater. So we're going to change the formation up a little bit. He's 19 years old, worth 18 million. If we do get promoted, I want to bag this guy. Another player on loan from Celtic, Stephen Welsh. Defender, took quite a few goes at getting him, just didn't have any money, and they wanted a monthly fee, which we managed to bag as 0. So we're only paying 8.5 grand a week for this guy. Centre back, again, more depth in the squad. He may get some game time. He's played 1 game already, so hopefully he'll force himself into the side and help us for that promotion push. And another one from the Premiership, from Chelsea, Mason Burstow, back up to Estupinen up front. He looks pretty good actually. Only 22 years old, worth up to 1.5 million. It might be a player we might consider depending how well he does. He's played a game for us already, so hopefully they will be alternating between the two. So the change of formations ever so slightly. We're moving 1 DM up to midfield, and if we pick our best 11, we have Miley in the centre, and Drummer, Jones, McLaughlin, Giles, Pandor in goal. We've got Amur, Longman, Cynic, and Estupinen. Giles has been forced into the left back position. So far so good. It took a while to change the formation. When we did, we started putting the ball in the back of the net. I know it was against Ferriby, but a win's a win. But we did beat Porto 3-0, which I was quite impressed with. We started the campaign against Middlesbrough, and we beat them 2-0. We beat Cardiff. We beat Sheffield Wednesday. We did lose to Oxford and Burnley, but both of them were away from home. And then we beat Swansea at home. But we are through to the 3rd round of the Carabao Cup, where we play Sheffield Wednesday, of whom we've already beaten, but we're away this time. But we did beat Lincoln and Middlesbrough again in the lead up to that round. We're currently lying in 5th position, nicely poised, 4 points behind the leaders Bristol City, who are unbeaten, same with Burnley and Sheffield United and Sunderland, in fact. So we're just hanging on in there. So hopefully we'll finish in the top 6 again, if not higher. Automatic promotion would be nice, but a playoff, if we can get through that, I'll be quite happy. So let's jump into our 2nd season and see what we do. Well, we've only just gone and done it. We finished in 2nd position, 5 points off actually Sunderland winning the league. Only 9 losses as well, and our goal difference isn't too bad. We scored 92 goals, which is the most in the league. Just going down them figures, it is. Wow, we've had such a good season. I like to say it was just down to the lone players, but I like to think also that it was a team effort. Ipswich go with us as well, and they finished in 5th position. Birmingham got relegated bottom of the table with 31 points. Estupinen gets the golden boot for the season as well, which is fantastic. And Lewis Miley, 7.18, 2nd best player in the league behind James Hill of Ipswich. Ryan Giles, 14 assists. Well, playing from that left back role seems to have suited him to a T. And our goalkeeper, 17 clean sheets as well. That's a pretty good effort from the lads. Competition-wise though, we did get knocked out by Derby in the third round, 2-1 at home, which is disappointing. And we got as far as the fourth round against Liverpool, where we only lose 3-2. That's not bad considering we're going to be probably playing them next year if they haven't been relegated. But that's very unlikely. But to get to the fourth round, I'm quite impressed with. And it was actually Liverpool that went on to win it. So to lose to the eventual winners, can't be upset about that. Squad-wise, it looks a lot better when there's a few players in here, isn't there? And you can see Lewis Miley, an absolute beast at only 20 years old. I don't think we're going to be able to afford him, you know. See if we can get him back on loan, maybe. That might work for us. But 24 goals and 2 for Estupinan. Cynic as well, 17 and 6. Not bad coming back into the left wing position. 12 and 2 for Amur in the cam role. We were trying to offload him, but now I'm not so sure. Now we're in the Premiership, we may need him still. Lewis Miley, 10 and 5. That's pretty good season as well. And he's very happy. So I wonder if he's just happy staying with us, maybe. Longman, 9 and 15 assists. Phenomenal. And looking down here at Giles, 17 assists for the season. And Regan Slater, 8 assists also. Everybody's put a darn shift in this season, and 64 conceded in 50 for Panda. You know what, it might be a case that we have to look elsewhere for another goalkeeper, possibly now we're in the Premiership. But you know what, it may be a position we don't need to think about just yet. Cross that bridge when it comes to it. On everybody's minds, what are we being given next season? It's £35 million. We should be able to get a few players with that, surely. And they've doubled our wage budget as well, which is fantastic. So if we can get some freebies in as well, maybe, I don't know if we maybe get some loan players, but I'd rather stay away from loan players if we're trying to rebuild, because them players will need replacing if we can't buy them back, like Lewis Miley for instance. But he has helped us to get into the Premiership, so now money generated should be very, very welcome. So starting with the outs first, we lose Drama. He's gone to Preston for £3.9 million. He didn't want to sign a new contract, he didn't want to stay, and he was just kicking up a stink, so we decided to let him go. And also we lose goalkeeper to Tula for 220,000. He wasn't going to get any game time. We've got a couple of goalkeepers ahead of him, so Manchester United took him. Fleming's gone out on loan yet again to see if he can improve some more. Coming in though on a free, defender Paolo Eduardo. He was there available, 23 grand a week, not too bad. I'd say as a backup, we've got quite a few defenders now, so hopefully that if he's needed, he can just come straight in and do a job for us. From Everton for 1.2 million, we brought in another squad depth player, Tim Irogabanam. I do apologise for butchering it. He has got quite high potential though. It seems to have improved quite a little bit as well, and his stats aren't too bad. Whether or not he'll get some game time remains to be seen, but he is currently our third best midfielder, so he may yet get some game time. So as one goalkeeper goes one way, another one goes the other. Jel Sherpen, Manchester United, 26-year-old goalkeeper. I don't think he got really much game time at United. Surprise, surprise, but £3.5 million snapped him up, and he was probably the best goalkeeper again that there was available for us to sign and who wanted to come to the club. 41 grand a week though, quite high, but we did have a lot of wages. But he's got fantastic jumping reach, aerial reach and strength. 6'8". Now if he doesn't stop them crosses, I don't know if anybody else can, but he's a media description, a towering goalkeeper. Do you think? From Wolves for £5.25 million, we're bringing Tyrese Dolan. He can play cam role and he can play up front. Up front is where I really want him to, but he's only got 10 finishing. Natural finish and agility, but he's got good teamwork and work rate. Good flair. Passing's not too bad, so I'm not quite sure, but he can play anywhere along the top 4 positions. And he's got some room to grow as well. 24 years old. Quite looking forward to seeing how well he develops. From Troyes in France for £5.5 million, we bring in Tierno Boldi, right back. Definitely an improvement on the previous players. Pretty quick, acceleration is quite high, pace is excellent, and he's got good crossing as well. And he runs well with the ball down the right hand side, knocks the ball past his opponent as well. So I'm expecting to see quite a lot of assists here. And finally, for 12.5 million from Leicester, we're bringing Caleb Ockley, another centre back. Yeah, we've been trying to build our defence up quite a bit, and there's not really much out there that people are willing to come to us. 52 grand a week though is the price we've had to pay, but still only 25, bags of potential, and his strength, stamina and fitness is in fact his physicals look fantastic. So our best 11 holds out like this. I'm not quite sure about Dolan coming on the left hand side. I'd much rather have him up here, but we'll see how it goes. Estupinian has been pretty good of late, but we'll see how he fares in the Premiership. But other than that, I think it's the side I'll probably pick. Probably not McLaughlin though. Still a few positions that still need improving though. And yeah, results as you would expect have been tough on us, it has to be said. There was a Cooper testimonial where we beat Leeds 3-1. We did draw with Manchester United in our first game in the Premiership, where they had equalised in the 90th minute from Garnacho. So that was really disappointing. Fulham we lost 2-1. We did win in the Carabao Cup second round against Everton. So that's neat. And we're playing Leeds next. So hopefully we'll inflict another defeat on them. And then we lost to Arsenal 3-1 away from home. We're currently lying nowhere near the top half, just above the relegation, 16th with that 1 point. And we did win a friendly cup, so we did get a trophy of sorts in the friendlies. So let's move on to season 3, see how we get on, and more importantly, can we survive? And we have survived our first season back in the Premiership. Only just though, if we have a quick look, 46 points, 4 points above Brentford, who finished in the final relegation spot with Everton and Ipswich. Everton only won 4 games all season. Of course, they did beat us, but we did have 13 wins, quite a few of them as well. That's not bad, you know. Not bad going at all, including a 4-2 victory over Ipswich as well. And we beat Everton, so I'm really pleased about that anyway. But we finished just behind Forest. I feel like we can go a little bit further. If we can get into the top 10 by the end of this rebuild, then that's a job well done. But anything higher will be an absolute bonus. Man City win it by 6 points, losing just to 5 games. Unfortunately, one of them wasn't against us. But other than that, I think we've done relatively well. Newcastle finishing at 12th position, 2 points above us. Wow, okay. We did have a stinker towards the end of the season, but that's probably the story of our season though, to be fair. And as expected, there's only Slater who gets on the board with Simons, each bagging a large number of yellow cards. Competitions, FA Cup, we reached the quarter-finals. That's very impressive. The final being won by Liverpool, beating Man United, so we did lose to the eventual runners-up, but it was 2-1 by Man United in the end. Very close, and it was at home as well. The 5th round, we beat Wrexham 2-0. 4th, Coventry 2-1, so they have been quite close against teams that are lower divisions than us, I reckon. And Stoke 4-0, probably the easiest of the lot. Don't think we entered the second round. No, we didn't. The Carabao Cup, we reached the 4th round, losing to Wrexham, where Tottenham go on to win it. 4th round, we lost on penalties, so Wrexham did get their own back on us. And the 3rd round, 3-1 against Leeds, which wasn't a bad result though, to be fair. And the 2nd round would be Everton 2-0, which is a nice result. Did we enter the 1st round? No, we didn't. Okay, we had some pretty good results in there. I'm quite happy about that, and more importantly, we did survive. Looking at our squad though, Fleming, he did score 16 goals out on loan, but doesn't appear to be growing that great though, to be fair. But 16 and 8 for Dolan. Amir was 7 and 6, 7 and 11 for Longman. Estupinian weighed in with 6 goals, 12 starts, 29 off the bench. So I'm assuming Dolan did play up front in some of them games. I mean, everybody else weighing in with something, but not an awful lot. Giles didn't really do an awful lot this season, did he? 3 assists, 5 goals. And a goalkeeper, wow, he conceded 73 goals, did Sherpen. Well, hopefully that improves next season. 11 clean sheets, but it is hard to play in the Premiership, especially when you've only just been promoted. So, going into next season, what are they going to be giving us in the war chest? And it is, £52.5 million. That is definitely something we can work with. So on to season 4 transfers. We do let go of some players one, namely Oscar Estupinen. He's gone to Braga for up to £11.75 million. An offer came in for the 30-year-old, and we couldn't say no, really. I was looking to replace him anyway. Struggled to get into the side last season. Maybe the Premiership is a little bit too tough for him. I don't know. But he's been a super servant, and we were able to cash in on him. Harry Vaughan's also gone. Not getting any game time either. He's gone to Wrexham for 625,000, and a couple of other players going out on loan, including Bryn. So in ascending order from Aruca, we bring in Jose Fontaine, 27-year-old centre-back. He can play left-back as well, which is going to be quite handy. Either way, we could do with another centre-back, but we just run out of funds. But for £5 million, I think it was quite a bargain. And from Fiorentina, I'm really proud of this one. For £12.5 million, we bring in Lorenzo Colombo. We lost our 30-year-old striker, and we brought in a new one. He's a complete forward as well. Good finishing. Stats-wise, it looks okay. I think there's a couple of there that are 15. Determination off the ball. Physicals don't look too bad. At 6 foot. 3 games played so far. Hasn't scored yet, so I'm hoping they keep on getting better. From Bayern Munich for 17 million, we bring in Gabri Veiga, a cam or a midfielder. He looks an absolute beast, and I think he'll be able to carry us forward, especially up front, to that next level. Passing, technique, off the ball, work rate, fantastic. Physicals don't look too bad either. But at 6 foot, gets forward whenever possible and knocks the ball past the opponent's area, and can run with it often as well. So that's what we want, somebody to carry it forward, and hopefully we'll get some more signings going into the final season as well. And finally, from Liverpool, 23.5 million, which was his release clause. Harvey Elliott comes in, 24 years old, midfield, right wing, I don't care. Play wherever you like, son. Absolutely fantastic player. And look at them stats with him and Viega. We're starting to look really good. It all depends now on everybody else. We need everybody to step up this season. First touch is brilliant. Physical's not bad, but teamwork, vision, work rate, passing, technique. Yeah, he's got it all. I'm quite looking forward to seeing what he can do this season with 2 goals in 4 games. Let's bring it on. So just going to stay with the same formation-ish. We're just going to have one pushed into midfield. Harvey Elliott goes on the right-hand side. Viega in the centre. I would have preferred him to come into the cam role, but him and Slater in midfield looks fantastic as well. They look really phenomenal, really, to be fair. Longman goes out to the left-hand side. I was quite surprised at that, to be fair. But if it works, it works. Colombo up front. Got Baldy, Okil, Fontana at the back, Giles and Sherpin in goal. And the results have been not bad at all. We started our campaign against Bournemouth, beating them 2-1. Then we beat Leicester 1-0. And then 2 draws against Palace and Forest. Disappointing. And then what's more disappointing is that we lost 2-0 in the second round of the Carabao Cup. So that's one competition out. But that's one we don't have to worry about. We can concentrate on the league and get our top 10 finish. That's what we're after this season. Fingers crossed. We're currently lying in 5th position. We're in a Europa League spot. And we're unbeaten after 4. In fact, we're the only team unbeaten after 4. That is absolutely brilliant. Liverpool in 8th position, obviously losing Harvey Elliott has affected them some way. Chelsea further down. Man United in 13th position. I mean, it's crazy. And we're only 1 point off the top 4 as well. So let's delve into our 4th season and let's see if we can bring home a top 10 finish. It's another good cracking season in the Premiership, and we've done what I've wanted to do, and that was to get top half finish. Bang centre of the table. 51 points this time round. 9 negative goal difference. We did score 48 goals. We are struggling a little bit, so it seems, but 15 wins this time, 17 losses, and we're some way off still a European spot. But if we can finish a little bit higher even, then I would be very, very pleased with that as well. We're only 3 points off Manchester United as well. Liverpool don't even get into Europe. They finish in 6th position. And Colombo gets 22 goals this season. That is absolutely phenomenal. That's brilliant. Unbelievable stuff. He's only 6 goals off Haaland as well. Oh my God, that's amazing. Competitions, we get knocked out in the 4th round by Arsenal. 3-2. It was a close call this time, and it was Manchester United that win it from Newcastle 3-0. And we lost to Newcastle in the second round of the Carabao Cup, losing 2-0 as well. So not great showing in the Cups, but as long as we can stave another season in the Premiership, that's all we ask. Squad-wise, Colombo, 25 goals in total, 22 of them in the league, obviously because we didn't get very far in the Cup competitions. But yeah, 2 assists, 11 and 2 for Harviello, which is pretty good as well. 8 for Amur, 10 assists for Longman, which is fantastic. How did Viega do? 6 and 7. Not brilliant. I'm sure he'll improve next season now he's got used to the Premiership. Our goalkeeper, I think we may have to look into the market for another one. I think he's 28 years old, 64 conceded. We'll have to have a look into that one. But finances though, ooh, £68 million, just enough under the balance that we have actually got in the bank as well. Have we got any debts still? 18.5 million left to pay, and we did just recently get one then. Okay, I don't know why they've done that then. Just don't give us a higher budget. Right, let's go and spend this money. I think we've had quite a productive window this time around again. A lot of money to spend, and I don't think we actually spent it all. We did have a lot of contracts to renew as well, so we did that. Do lose a couple of players. Sinek's gone to Besiktas for 1.3 million. Pandor, the goalkeeper, well, his third choice goalkeeper at the time then, gone to AC Milan for up to £375,000. Andy Smith's gone to Portsmouth for £250,000. Unsold, he's gone to Nuremberg. He is sold now, £210,000. We've also lost Eduardo. He came in on a free, didn't really establish himself, so he's gone to BVT for up to £125,000. Callum Jones has gone to Gillingham for £100,000 as well, and a couple of other players going out on loan, including Fleming and Bryn yet again. So the transfers coming in on a free: Cam, midfield or DM, Rodrigo, Salazar. Not bad, 53 grand a week. That's quite a bargain, and mentals look really good as well, with flair, determination and aggression. That's probably what we want in the middle of the park there. From Inter Miami, £15 million. We bring in Emerson Rodriguez to challenge Longman and Elliot. I'm trying to push into the midfield, so we needed somebody else out there, and he doesn't look too bad at all. Acceleration and pace looks really nice. Crossing a little bit to be desired, but he can do a job for us as well. From Dortmund for 3.5 million, we bring in Ryan Flamingo, centre back or DM. He can play any position along the back. He can even play right back as well, so very, very handy to have. Very quick, good potential on him as well. So like ones before him have failed, hopefully he can go on and help us out. From Famalicão for 13.5 million, we bring in Luis Jr., a goalkeeper, somebody to challenge Sherpen. Not quite sure who's going to get the number 1 jersey. I'm hoping it's going to be Junior. Looks pretty good. He does have a tendency to rush out, but he's got good jumping reach, good aerial reach. One-on-ones isn't too bad either. Again, we're struggling to get decent goalkeepers in, and until we get into a European spot or something like that, it's never going to happen, unfortunately. And plus, the wage structure, £52,000 a week. Yeah, decent goalkeepers want a lot more than that. From Forest, for £12 million, we're bringing Anthony Elanga, left winger, right winger. We're changing formation again, so he's going to sit in the left-hand side of midfield, hopefully be able to push up. Very pacey as well, and I think he'll suit us down to the ground. Finally, for £6.5 million from Spurs, we're bringing Elijah Velez, backup forward. Even though we've got Tyrese Dolan, I think this guy is a little bit better. Big potential on him. 24 years old. I think he'll do the job for us as a good backup. He only played 1 game for Sheffield United. Spurs 8 games. So yeah, he's not been around too much, but 37 goals in 113 games over 6 clubs. Not too bad, but I think for a backup to be able to sit on the bench, I'll take it. So our formation looks like this. We've locked in Salazar, Rodriguez. Let's see how that goes. If we pick our best 11, Rodriguez doesn't feature and Salazar neither. So yeah, that's the reason why we've locked him in. And some of these players, it doesn't look great, does it, really, to be fair? In fact, I'm going to lock in Flamingo as well. And there we have it. Flamingo's in the side now. We've locked him in. But the formation's a 4-4-2. I just want us to become a little bit more tighter around the back. We're giving far too much away. We've got 2 wingers that can go, hopefully Elanga and Rodriguez, or Giles even in there, with Fontaine at the left back position. So going to have a few positions where they're going to be fighting for as well. But yeah, if they can race up and down there, they're very pacey, so they should be able to do the job. And we've got some good midfielders as well that can drop back and help the defence out if need be. Friendlies were okay. Then we started against Man City. What a team to start against. And yeah, we went 1-0 up in this game. And we lost 2-1, unfortunately. We did beat Everton the next game and then drew 4-4 with Newcastle with a 95th minute equaliser after Botman had put them ahead at 4-3. We beat Barnsley in the Carabao Cup second round 4-2 before losing to Arsenal 3-0 in the league, and then we beat MK Dons 2-0, which puts us into the fourth round of the Carabao Cup. We're lying in 13th position, a win, draw and 2 losses. So let's get on to our final season. Let's see if we can break into the top 10 and see if we can get a European spot. That would be amazing. Top 10 finish yet again is required. And if we can get further in the cup competitions as well, that would be a bonus. So let's see how we get on. And look at that, ladies and gentlemen. We finished in 8th position and a European spot as well. 52 points. 1 point ahead of Palace, West Ham. A couple ahead of Newcastle and Leeds, a further few points behind them as well. But wow, that's an outstanding achievement from where we've been. We've climbed every season. We didn't get anybody in the leading goal scorers. Haaland does that with 28. Flamingo and Baldy get a lot of yellow cards each. Mount, most assists. Foden, best player in the league. That probably doesn't surprise me, actually, to be fair. Competition-wise, wow, we got runners up in the Carabao Cup. Oh, we got hammered 4-0 by Spurs. Ouch. Semi-finals, who did we play? Leicester, we beat them 3-2. Quarters, we beat Man City. Wow, 3-0. Fourth, we beat Palace 2-0. And MK Dons, I think we saw them earlier on, didn't we? At the beginning. MK Dons. And the second round, we beat Barnsley 4-2. That's pretty decent. I'm really happy about that. That's quite surprising. And this FA Cup couldn't quite make it to a second final, but we lost to Bolton in the semis. Liverpool winning it overall, but we lost 2-1 after extra time. Wow. Of all the teams to play, we played Bolton, probably one of the easiest, and we got beat. Quarterfinals, we played Fulham 4-0. Fifth round, Blackburn 4-1. 4-2 against Ipswich in the fourth. Third, we played Barnsley, won that 3-0. And the second round, we didn't feature. I mean, that's a pretty good showing. And this season's been really, really good. It's been right up there. Could we safely say that we're a top 10 team now? We've definitely got another season and European football. I mean, that would have been interesting to see what happens there. Whether European football would distract them from a league campaign to keep up. How did our squad do? 24 and 3 for Colombo. Fleming did quite well out on loan, 15 and 5. Still won't get a first team place here though. Viega 9 and 11, 8 and 7 for Rodriguez. Elanga 8 and 4. Salazar 7 and 13. Flamingo, how did he do? 4 goals. That's not bad. He got some game time. Brilliant stuff. And Omer, did he get some? 29 off the bench though, but did score 4 in 8 starts. 10 assists for Harvey Elliott. Goalkeepers. So it looks like they've shared the appearances though. Sherpen, 18 conceded in 11. 61 conceded in 40 for Junior. So it looks like he took over the number 1 jersey in the end. 9 clean sheets. Yeah, we kind of struggled at that part really, to be fair. Finances. Another £52 million to be thrown at us. Right, okay, so let's have a look elsewhere. Staffing. Yeah, that needs improving a lot, but it has been up there, but now we're hitting to the top 10. Maybe that would improve later on. So as we can see, the Hull's climb from League One all the way up to the Premiership, so that's really good. So yeah, we couldn't really add to the trophies, which is a real shame. We're almost close with the Carabao Cup, but from what we've done, I think it's a massive achievement considering we had 3 seasons in the Premiership. But as always, let's have a look at some of the records. Did we break any records in our tenure here? Well, an 8th place finish in the Premiership is the highest position they've had. So yes, we've broken that one. Don't think there's anything else here though. Wow, okay. Highest gate receipts was against Fulham in the FA Cup quarterfinals. I think that was a game we won 4-0 just recently. Highest average rating, Lewis Miley. We couldn't get him back. That's unfortunate, but what's he look like now? He doesn't look too bad actually, does he really? He went to Villarreal. Yeah, he should have stayed with us. He had a really good season with us. Couple of here, most assists by players, 17 by Ryan Giles. That's when he played at left back. Maybe we should have forced the issues that kept him there. Pandora as well, our goalkeeper who we sold last season. 18 clean sheets, 6 player of match awards for Omar as well. Youngest goal scorer, 19 years and 98 days, was Miley. Of course he was. Any sequences? None whatsoever. Wow, okay. And transfers, the 23.5 million for Harvey Elliott from Liverpool in the 2026 season. We didn't really break that an awful lot, but that highest position though just goes to show how hard a rebuild this actually was. Would have been nice to win something in the end, but it wasn't to be. So if you did enjoy that, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. It is the best way to support the channel and help us with the algorithms, etc. And until the next rebuild, thank you very much for watching. Thank you.